Welcome back to the Mindcrack. We're back on the Mindcrack server. We're gonna do a variety of things today. I don't have one overwhelming project to work on for the whole episode. We're gonna do three kind of more bite-sized things. One, we're going to blow up more of the path leading down into the developing caverns down here. We're gonna procedurally generate some terrain with some TNT, which is always fun. Two, we're going to go take a look at the Nether Hub. I'm just going to give a brief update on the progress. It's gotten to the point where I've made some decisions on what to do with it, and it's so big that it takes hours and hours to affect any of those changes, to do those updates. And so instead of spending a whole episode on it, we'll just head over there and I'll do a couple of minutes of walking around and showing what I've done. And then we'll move on. And number three, we're going to go update the map wall. I talked about it last time when I was at the spawn village. I've talked about it a number of times. And a few people said in the comments, why don't you actually just update it? Why don't you do that? Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just do it, Dehan? Why don't you just do it? Why don't you do it? So I was like, oh, all right. I guess we'll do that. So we're going to go do that. Okay, so first things first, we're going to blow up some terrain. We've got this glass path that me and BWO built. BWO is going to be back. We're going to do some more scenery construction type stuff. I've added some jack-o'-lanterns underneath the path to give it some lighting. Eventually I want to get rid of the torches. And I think it's fairly minimal. They're not too noticeable. Some people were saying some crazy stuff like put water under the path, put air under the path. Those are kind of interesting ideas. I'll try that. Keep in mind, if you put water under the path, it's going to change the way it looks a lot. Case in point, let's go look at this. The water, there's water under here. But yeah, we can try it. It may change the illuminated look it has, but we'll give it a go. But there's jack-o'-lanterns under there now, so it's lit up on its own. And eventually, we're going to have this path kind of split in a Y, maybe right about here. And it's going to veer over here. It's going to veer over here. And then there's going to be this sort of lazy path spiraling down. And the idea is to have it big enough so that you could ride a horse down it. It would curve gently enough for the horse to be able to make those turns. And the ceiling above the horse would be high enough that, you wouldn't bash your brain into the cavern. And we've got kind of this much so far, and then there's some caverns here. I think the horse stables are going to be in this general vicinity. And so I guess the next thing we need to do, we need to... Let's see, how would we get there? We could curve down and then curve up. Yeah, it doesn't have to be one continuous curve down and then horizontal paths. We could curve back up. That would be kind of cool. Okay. So let's place some TNT. Whoa! Oh yeah, I put haste 2 on. I have to be careful. Otherwise, we're just going to go berserk. That could be another way to randomly generate some terrain, is to just sort of shake your mouse. Shake it while you shake your mouse while you use the pick. Okay, and we need to kind of go a little bit more horizontally. We can fine-tune this later. I just want to do the sort of the large brush strokes. Boom! I think I want one up here. We're trending downward a little bit too much. Oh, there goes some ladders. All right, pick those up, fix those later. Eventually, I do want to get rid of that ladder. Maybe sooner rather than later. Maybe I need to revisit the Ender Ascender concept and see if I can find something that'll work to my... Whoops. That'll work to my satisfaction. I switched the... Whoops. Okay, that broke. I switched them too quickly. There we go. More ladders knocked off. That's fine. No big deal. And I do have a replacement because I anticipated that happening. So this is roundabout where the stables are going to be. It's not quite tall enough. Let's knock it down one level. Kind of like this. Yes! Haste beacon! Awesome! Get some work done. If there was not efficiency, if there weren't haste beacons, if we couldn't dig blocks up, if I couldn't use a mob farm to generate enough gunpowder to make a lot of TNT, I probably wouldn't be making projects this big. It just wouldn't be feasible. So I'm kind of glad that those kind of things are in the game now. Back in the day, I don't think I would have attempted something this big. Even if you look at something like really big I made in the past, like the roller coaster in Kaizo Caverns, if you compare that to the size of things I'm making today, it's not as big. It's not as big. Okay, so this... Imagine there's like a horse stables here, and we've got some horses, and we'll dig some... We'll make it a little bit bigger. But then you can ride the horse, and this roof needs to be a little higher. You could ride the horse down slightly, and then up, and the path would be kind of there, kind of like that. And then the path would also, if it goes up here, it would also continue down kind of here. And like I said, we can fine-tune all of this, but I just wanted to get the large brush strokes, so to speak. And then this will kind of connect up to this level, and then we can go down even lower, kind of around here. Kaboom! Ooh, yeah. Okay, maybe we could do... Maybe we should do more than just one at a time. Let's blow up a lot. Let's do that. So let's place... And this may be a little bit more explosive than I want it to be, but oh well. Put a few there. A few here. If you do something the same way all the time, it's gonna look a little bit too repetitive. We need to vary up our technique here. So let's light you and you. Whoops! Lit myself on fire. Whoa! 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 Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good. It is kind of spiraling down. That's exactly what I wanted. And now that we're kind of... We've moved past the ladder there. I think we can kind of do that. Clean this out. Run back through and put some torches down as we blow things up. Enough of that sissy-wissy, wishy-washy, one TNT at a time stuff. Let's do like 80 TNT at once. How about that? 80 at once! Yes! Yes! Power! Let's take a look at what I did. Maybe I used a little bit too much English on that ball. Not a lot of entities left. Let's light the sucker up before the monsters start spawning. There's not a lot of not a lot of dark spaces left in this area of the world because I've torched up so much of it and I've explored a lot of the caves. So the monsters will not be slow to show up. Oh, I think that's pretty nice, though. They're bigger than the ones I did before. That's what I'm talking about with, like, the randomization. Like, if I just did that by hand with my pick, trying to carve that path down, I probably wouldn't have made a cavern this big. I probably would have made it about the same size the whole way down. And now we've got some nice variation going on, which is pretty cool. And later on, I'll smooth out the bits. I do want to pick up that iron. Did I get it? Yeah. I do want to, I'll smooth out the path later and make it so that the path can kind of wind its way all the way down in a gradual fashion. So there will definitely be some fine-tuning of things. But I think doing that first is really nice. It gives you a lot of that randomization factor, things I wouldn't have done on my own. Yeah, that's pretty cool, though. And now we've got a winding path most of the way down to bedrock. We're maybe still like 20 or 30 blocks away, and I need to fix the ladder. Okay, but let's go check on the Nether Hub, since we've done this so far. All right, real briefly, let's do a brief little walkthrough of the changes I've made so far between last episode, this episode, whatever, to the Nether Hub expansion for the 1.7 terrain. So basically, I've been continuing the detail work around the edge, updating the pathways and the lava walls and whatnot. So I think all of the pathways have been updated. There's still like this section which I have to update. Okay, so not all of the pathways, but there's this section I have to work out. And we still have to work out what to do with this stairwell and how the glass bends. This is like the stairwell here, the stairwell right there, and there's a stairwell over there. Those are the places, and also the one I haven't done over there. Those are the places which are the trickiest that I haven't quite figured out what to do with yet. But a lot of it has been updated. Yeah, all this is kind of a big mess right here. I haven't worked on this yet. I've been doing the easier stuff first. But this path right here is updated. It'll also make getting around with a horse a little easier when it's open like this. I haven't made the lava wall here. But it's a lot more open. You can sort of see where you're going, and I like that. And didn't really lose any of the interesting factor. We're adding interesting to the equation, to our big pot of Nether Hub ingredients. This one's been updated. We've got a lava wall there. This path has been updated. No lava wall yet. And there's a stairwell here. We got to figure out what to do. This is going to be tricksy. I'll show you real quick what we did with the lava wall, and then we'll head over to Spawn Village for the map room. So with this one, I decided to give a try of having the glass sort of be a shelf overhang over the stairwell. And I think it works okay. I think it works all right. The only downside really is that the lava is only coming over one block, really. And if anything, I would like it to overhang a little bit more. But that's just the way it was built. I think it's okay though. I think it's starting to shape up. We're getting shape. Get out of my way, jumpy pigman. All right, let's head off to the Spawn Village. I'll continue working on the Nether Hub, and basically, unless I do something significant, I'll just give you like a little update here and there. It's pretty tedious. It takes a lot of hours I spent actually updating that. Yep. Okay, here we are, Spawn Village. Here is the big continent map. I suppose we could update one of these. Let's get a little bit closer of a look. So the Spawn Village, let's get even closer. Even closer. Spawn Village is right there. Let's get even closer. Enhance. Okay, this is Spawn Village. I suppose we could update this one. This one, well, they've all changed. The Spawn Village has definitely changed. I'm not sure how visible it would be on a map of this scale. Mainly, I wanted to update the one on the other side that shows the Spawn Village. But this is what it looks like. This is the continent. You know, I understand why in the more recent patches they got rid of the large oceans, but it was actually kind of nice to have these continent-sized masses and then have to travel across an actual ocean to get to another landmass. That's kind of neat. I hope in 1.8 when they release the modifiers where you can basically do whatever you want with the terrain, I hope there's one for like ocean size. So if you wanted to have oceans or maybe just a bunch of islands with a long distance between them, you could basically choose for that. That would be kind of neat. But anyway, here's the map wall. We have a map missing. This is, I believe this is like Badge's ravine, the map that is representing. Over here, he's dug out this gigantic thing. Look at this. Huge. Looks like the map's missing. Maybe he took it to update it and then didn't return it. But that's okay because I've got duplicates of all of these just in case something happens. So let's see. Let's grab a duplicate of that one. 1, 2, third from the bottom. Second to last row. Third from the left. All the duplicates are right here, down here in my little construction storage area, and they're protected underwater. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you know what? These are all the maps these are all the big maps. So if we grab this one. Let's just look at this one. I think this is going to be the big scale. Yeah. Okay, these are the big ones. I don't think I made duplicates of those because they would be so easy to remake. So maybe we will just have to remake that one I should have... Oh, 3 empty maps. Is that it? How do you make a map? Compass and paper. Item frames. No blank maps. Ooh, that could be an issue. I forgot about that. I did not make a duplicate set because I was so low on iron. It takes 4 iron per map. I spent a lot of iron making all those maps. And a lot of paper. Oh, boy. Do I have any iron in this place? I haven't been here in forever. There's a decent amount of wood sitting around. Ender pearls. Look at all the ender pearls. Those actually might be... Oops. They might be handy. Updating these maps, so I'll grab some of those. No iron. Okay, well, we have 3 maps, so I can at least make a duplicate of that and update that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the first few on camera at least, but it's going to get a bit tedious. I'm going to have to take them off, run to the spot, and these are small enough you don't have to run around too much. You just have to be standing basically in the center of the map area. But we'll do some on camera. Maybe the most dramatic. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some editing at the end of the video so you can see the difference. Oops. I'm going to make a little platform here where I can stand and get an overall view. That's a pretty good overall view right there. Okay, so this is the spawn village. And just so in editing I can overlap them as good as possible, I want to get like right in the center of this block. This may seem kind of finicky, but it'll make sense once I do it at editing. Okay, and then I'm going to point my cursor. I need to point it at something so that I can line this up later. Okay, I'm going to point it at the top of this bridge that BOO made. Okay, so this is going to be the spot. And at the end of the video, I'm going to swap back and forth between this view and the updated view of what's been changed. I think that's the best way to show the differences in the map. Okay, that's probably enough footage. Good. And then we can grab a few. Let's see. I'm going to put a torch on the side of that so I remember that's the block to stand on. And then we'll make a little bridgey bridge so I can get closer. Okay, which ones have likely been updated? This one, I'm going to have to find the exact coordinates to do that one. So I'll do that off camera. That'll be a little fiddly. Let's see, what has been updated? Probably this area right here. We had a lot of the paths, but a lot of the buildings have changed. So let's pop you off. Ooh. Okay. And you. And then maybe the statues. Maybe we'll go like left to right. And Seth Bling's stuff probably hasn't changed that much. Maybe we'll do a row at a time. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Look at the yin yang there on Avidyazen's area. Yeah, we'll do this whole row on camera. How about that? And then we'll look at the rest off camera. Do I have enough room in my inventory? Yes. And I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only have 6. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's the other one? Houston, we have a problem. We got an error on the decompressor defibrillator in your A17 locker storage subunit. Please copy if you acknowledge. Yeah, okay, so there's a problem. There is a problem. The little compass guy on the map doesn't seem to be working. And I was trying to center myself in these maps, and the compass is not working. So we're just going to have to go by landmarks, I guess, to try and make sure that it works. They do seem to be updating. I did see a little bit of updating here and there. So this is the leftmost one. Oh, by the way, I did find the last map. So we have all of them. So from left to right, forest, forest, or jungle, jungle, town, town, UHC monument, Seth Bling. Okay, so we're going to go from left to right. I'm not going to do this one. And we are standing more or less in the center of this one right now. There hasn't been a lot of change in this because it's just jungle. It's not part of the actual town. So we're going to start here and move in this direction. These maps are small enough that you basically just have to stand in the center of where the map is centered, and it'll update basically the whole thing. Yeah, you have to run around a little bit to get the whole thing done. But from right here, let's see. We're gonna use the cat execution service building right there, the statue row. We're gonna use that. You can see on the bottom right of this guy. So if you orient this way, bottom right of this guy is the cat statue, and the back of the donkey building, whatever. There's the Enderman repair service, all that kind of stuff over there. And I did notice some updating, so it does seem to be updating. So we can actually run through, and we should be basically on the leftmost edge of this guy. Now, if we run through the center, we should run just to the right of the chicken building, which is right there. You can see by the giant chicken standing up there. That's a noticeable landmark. And when I made the map room, that pick building definitely wasn't there. You can see it on the map now. It's right here, this building, where you can buy some picks. It's on the map. Oh, yeah, if I turn my UI off, you don't see that, so we can't really do that. But I guess we can run through here. You can see in the bottom left of my hand, there's some vertical lines. I think that's where it's trying to update. And I can't, man, I forgot how frustrating this could be trying to run around with this. I wonder if those lines are supposed to be like that. Maybe there's something that color. Oh, maybe those are the hands of the Enderman. I think those are the arms and legs of the Enderman. That's what those are. Bottom left, by my left hand, the zombie pigman hand, there's some vertical black lines, and then, yeah, that's the Enderman repair shop. So that's supposed to be like that. Okay, good. Let's keep running. Maybe we can catch it updating as it happens. But a lot of these changes may be kind of subtle, and so it'll make more sense to look at the overall thing after I've done it. But I thought we'd run through and do at least one on camera. I've already been through part of here. Something happened to the B-Team Bakery building. I'm not sure what happened. I think it burnt down or something. You fought hard, but the fire was stronger. Uh-oh. That sounds ominous. Okay, let's see. Any changes? I wonder, that thing, was that here back when I made the map building? I'm not sure. But that doesn't seem to have updated. Or, oh no, wait, we're probably in the next map already. Or at least close to it. Oh no, the whole entire town hall has been explodified. No, that's just the world failing to load. Oh yeah, you can see this update. There's the pinball machine, this guy, updating in the top of the map. So that means I ran through this already. And that should all be updated. Let me just run over here. Zip, zip, zip. There's a speed 2 beacon going on, which is nice. Okay, I think I'm outside of the boundaries of that map. So let's switch to this one. And let's just run around the town hall to make sure we get everything. That should guarantee that we get everything in this map. Zip, 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 zip. Oh, the speed beacon helps a lot. And the world loading in doesn't help a lot. That is still extremely frustrating at times. Oh yeah, you can see the flower shop wasn't part of the map, and now it is. So stuff like that, that's cool. Hopefully once we do the thing in editing where we can see the difference, should look pretty cool. And this map extends all the way around to basically the edge of this path. So let's just run around this side. So we make sure we get all the changes. Okay, I think that's good. All right, okay. We can run, and we can swap over to the next one. This one should be fairly noticeable as all the different statues pop in. That's probably the most significant change of this area. Yeah, look at them all load in. I think at the time of making this, there was only 2 or 3. He still hasn't... Yeah, there's Good. Oh, and he's in his bathing suit. I see. And the world isn't loading in. Tell you what, let me do a reload job. Yes. Okay, there we go. And so the most significant change here... Let's see, can we get any of this in the map? Or is that going to be the next map? I think that's going to be the next map over the casino here, which is humongous. Yeah, okay, I'm not seeing it. So let's run down the center of the UHC monument. Let me get an ender pearl, I guess. And then give me my food back. Which one were we on? This one. Okay, so this covers the first 4 statues. 1, 2, and then we've got an open spot there, and then 4. So up to Michael and Beef. El Beefarino, as he goes by. That's his favorite nickname. You can call him that. I give you permission. All right, and then this one. Let's watch it load in as I dash around. Okay, definitely some changes. The most noticeable changes will be once we do the overall, the edit. When I look at the finished thing, looks good. Okay, and then let's run all the way through, and it swaps over basically after we jump off of the, do a spin 360 no scope off of the symbol here. We can swap to this guy. Yeah, a lot of... Oh, look at this. Okay, that was pretty significant. There's the cactus. Can you see the cactus on the map? Yes, you can. It's a different shade of green. Okay, and then... I guess this is paused there in the top left. And then MC Gamer with some weird eyebrows still. And then let's just run over to the edge to make sure we get everything. Looks like everything updated. What is this colored stuff? Oh, he's got a sheep farm up here. This is what the colors are, I bet. And then south of there, I don't think there's been much change there. Oh, well, all his sheep are here. This is like the most cramped, crappy farm I've ever seen. Get to work, Seth Bling. Where you been? What you doing? And then there's these colors here. Oh, I'm off the map. The colors are here. Oh, and now look at this. I reloaded, and now my little... You see that? I'm on the map now, so I can actually see where I am. I wonder what changed that. Did I have to log out and log back in? I don't know. But these are the colors. Oh, and this is his horse jump height thing. Right. Okay, good. So that's an example of one strip of updates. And I'll do... There's his TV. What a weirdo, man, this guy. Building a TV, rock'em sock'em robots, giant cactus, storage, cramped little farm areas. Weirdo. Just a total weirdo. No wonder Lady Gaga follows him. All right, I'm gonna do the rest off camera because it's gonna be kind of like a bunch of running back and forth, tedious stuff. And then we'll take a look at the finished product back at the map room. Okay, map wall is all finished. It's all been updated. There it is. Let's get in the spot so I can do the overlay with the editing. Oh, look at that. Nailed it. First try. And I was looking at the top of this bridge. So right now in editing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay. I'm going to switch back and forth between the two versions. And I won't actually be able to see this until I'm editing. But you get to watch it now. Aren't you lucky? Okay, something like that. So one thing I noticed is that Doc's perimeter is much cleaner. You can see the ravine from Badge's area of the map. That was the map that was missing. I wonder if he took it to update it and never brought it back. I'm not sure. There's a number of other buildings. A lot of trees have been added, things like that. Like the terrain updated noticeably in almost every map. So I think the difference will be noticeable. The UHC monument area is quite a bit more consistent. It's got a lot more statues and whatnot. A lot of little buildings here and there have been added. So I think it was worth doing. Didn't end up taking me that long to update all these. And if there's significant changes to the map wall area map wall. If there's significant changes to the spawn village in the future, I will update it again. But people have been asking me to do this. I've talked about doing this a couple times. People are like, oh, why don't you just do it? Stop talking about it. Just do it. So I did. So that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.